all rely on Guild writers to pump out topical monologues and skits. Colbert, Fallon, Kimmel, and Myers have already openly agreed to pause production on their shows and will all revert to reruns on Tuesday until further notice. Bill Maher and Oliver's show will go dark immediately with no return rerun scheduled. So the writers are picketing for more money, and like half of Hollywood's going down. I don't know. I mean, most late night shows can't exist without the writers. This is great news. I am such an activist, not because I agree or like these people. I just hope they just never go back. I hope they destroy all these shows, please. I mean, these like liberal writers who want more money to feed their cats in their apartment. Nothing wrong with cats, by the way. I know a lot of people here own cats. What's wrong with cats? And I'm like, nothing. I'm just trying to make a cheap joke. Sorry. Unlike Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel, I make my own jokes. I come up with them on the spot. I have talent. Unlike them, they're like, cheer, boo, read the sign, please help. Please, so they got like a team of 30 writers writing the funniest. Oh, it's so hard to be funny when you have 30 writers writing sitting in a room for 40 hours getting paid peanuts to be funny for you, and then you get to wear a suit on TV. But anyway, the longer these shows stay off air, the better. This is amazing. These left wingers probably voted for Joe Biden and the far left progressives in San Francisco and LA. And they've probably done very little to help humanity in the last 10 years of their life. But whether they know it or not, the longer they strike, the more they help humankind, because they're taking these shows off the air. This is amazing. Like, it's like just getting brainwashed for 20 years and then you shut off the brainwashing and people are like, snap out of it. No Jimmy Kimmel, no Jimmy Fallon, no Trevor Noah, or no, what is it? Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert. This is like one of the greatest things to ever happen in modern history. Please. I hope they're demanding $1,000 an hour. I hope they want to be paid in Bitcoin. I hope they want 1 million Dogecoin with a Bitcoin, Roth IRA or something. So I hope their demands are so unattainable that they can't get paid for the next 4 months and Jimmy Kimmel, goes and tries a new profession. That would be so good for everyone. So keep my brothers and sisters, you deserve it. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you deserve, but I know that you do deserve it. And if they do try to reach your demands, just know that you're worth more. You're a strong, independent black woman. Even if you're white and not black, you still are that to me. You're all in a one way that, you are who you want to be. You could change whatever you want, gender, race, it doesn't, nothing matters. You are worth it and you are special. And Hollywood doesn't want to pay you for that skill that you have. So just hold out, keep striking, keep pushing. When they reach your demands, reach higher. When they want to pay you ask for more. They got deep pockets, trust me. They get paid high dollars to propagandize America. While they pull the rug out of the economy, they make millions of dollars while you make nothing. They're making a fortune, and you get breadcrumbs to propagandize the American people into their own demise. So don't think for a second that they can't reach your demands. These people are so tight with people at the Federal Reserve, they could probably just print money for you. So just understand what you're doing is great. Keep it up, folks. Brothers and sisters on the picket line, keep picketing. Maybe I'll go out there and join with you. Hold out for days, months, years, decades if you have to. The longer Jimmy Kimmel and Trevor Noah or whoever, just Stephen Colbert, the longer he doesn't go on air, the better it is for everybody. I'm sure he can go find another job. His family's in politics. I think his sister ran as a Democrat or something. But anyway, yeah, this is like an interesting time. The left wingers picketing the left wingers. Good stuff. Good stuff. Isn't it funny that these people can't even run their shows without 11,000 liberals that they pay breadcrumbs? In the Writers Guild? Really makes you appreciate me, doesn't it? No, I'm just kidding. But it's like I write my own show. I produce my own show. I make up my own jokes on the spot 99.9% of the time. I don't even have jokes ready. I just make them up. It's like Stephen Colbert's probably got like dozens of writers. Even Bill Maher's got, I get it. You got to make a show. But isn't that a little weird? I'm a hip hop artist. Some know, some like it, some don't, whatever. But I write all my own lyrics. I would never allow someone to write my own lyrics. In hip hop, that's somewhat standard. But now people like sing hooks and they make your thing. To me, it just feels weird. Like I'm putting my heart and soul into these songs. I want it to be what I think. Like, what's the point of like so many of these pop stars? They have 15 songwriters, 10 songwriters, 5 producers. By the time you get the song, it's not even them. They're just an empty vessel. They're a puppet. You know, they have a good voice and a good image, and they didn't actually do anything. Late night show is exactly that. Also, it's like, yeah, Jimmy, what's his name? Fallon. Jimmy Fallon is talented. He's good at, he's done that. He's been in that world. He can do stand up, etc. It's just now he's just an empty vessel. Like they just do everything for him. They write his jokes. They tell him what to say. Ukraine war. You watch Trevor Noah, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, Jimmy whatever, Colbert, whatever their names are. It's all the same. It's literally almost all the same all the time because apparently they have the same DNC style writers writing all their stuff. I one time was in a hotel and I just flipped back and forth between the 3 late nights, and it was like Jimmy Fallon was like drooling. He'd like, hey guys, feed me alcohol and pills. I'll do anything. I'm just kidding. I don't know if he does pills or not, but it's just like, he's like, hey man, what about Ukraine, huh? Could be crazy like Russia collusion, huh, boys? And everyone's like, please clap, and then like you go to like Seth Meyers and he's like, what's up with Russian collusion? Am I right? I mean, Ukraine, huh? And everyone's like, and then you go to like Stephen Colbert. It's the same. It's like the same script. They just push it out 15 different ways. So you're like, I've educated myself, I know things because I've listened to 5 different people say it. It's like, well, what if they all had the same writers? What if they all had the same political machine behind their news corporation where they're not even allowed? Like, do you think Jimmy Fallon could go on TV and be like, hey, you know what, guys? He reminds me of like a dog that needs water or something. Like he's always like panting and stuff, like kind of like David Dobrik. He's always like, hey guys. It's like, dude, what? Like, do you need like what? Do you want me to fill up a bowl with water or something? Like, I feel like Jimmy Kimmel or what's his name? Is it Jimmy Kimmel? No, Jimmy Fallon. It's like Jimmy Fallon, he needs like a dog bowl, but you got to fill it up with like bourbon or something and put it off to the side. And he'll like drink it between commercials. Like he just seems like he's like on Adderall or something. I'm not saying he is. He just seems like it. Anyway, it's like, do you think Jimmy Fallon could go on television and be like, hey guys, I decided that I don't agree with the Ukraine war. I mean, why are we funding Ukraine money, huh? I mean, didn't we just get out of the Afghanistan war? Like, do you think he could do that? Of course not. He would be axed so fastly it wouldn't even be funny. He has to be like, hey, what's going on? I mean, Zelensky really needs our money. And everyone's like, oh, Zelensky. It's like he can't be himself. He doesn't write his own stuff. He doesn't have his own opinions. He can't have his own opinions. That's why they pay him the big bucks to be there. You just pant, drink bourbon out of a dog bowl. Every now and then you'll get to hang out with like the Jonas Brothers or Leonardo DiCaprio and, play beer pong with Pitbull on giant sized beer pong cups. Like that's the gig, you get to dance sometimes with like, hot female actresses and then just say DNC Democratic Party talking points and military industrial complex talking points, which most of the time aren't even liberal. They're more like neocon, it's like a war machine. Hey guys, he can't. He's got to say this. They all say the same thing. Jimmy Fallon. Hey guys, I'm here with Jonas Brothers. I'm about to play beer pong with Pitbull. Pitbull guys. But before we play beer pong with Pitbull, let's talk about how cool Joe Biden is, right? And how Ukraine's awesome, and we need to give them their money. Oh my gosh, it's so stupid. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon. I don't know. Kimmel, Fallon, they all blend together at a certain point. They're just different shades of bought out, different shades of sold out. Before I got into politics and news analysis, when I was just an average normal citizen, which I also still am, but you get what I'm saying. Before I even like talked publicly, I always thought to myself, when Stephen Colbert went from Comedy Central to wherever he went, what was it, NBC, CBS, I don't know, one of the big ones, I knew this like before even Bernie and Trump. I was like, he's not going to be the same anymore. I just told myself that. I was like, now that he's going to this mega corporation, he's going to be a different person and he's going to have to sell out. Like that's when people were like, oh, you were this or you were that. Everybody evolves. I've grown. I've learned conservatism for sure. But I never was like a normie liberal. I really wasn't. I had that instinct when this was like in the 2010s. I'm like, he's done. You know what I'm saying? He's too big for his own britches now. He can't be the same person he was on Comedy Central. That was my prediction, and I was beyond right. I mean, I didn't know how bad it really was. I knew kind of how bad it was, but they've proved every thought I've had true with how mega corporations actually work. They all say the same thing. They all push the Democratic Party line. Do you remember before Kanye even started talking about those who must not be named? He was just like wearing a red hat, you know? Kanye, it's like stages of like conspiracies. You know, he started this and then he just went further and further. And like, it's like he had a very relatable, kind of like he had a very relatable path to just like, taking it past the point where people want to you to take it. But like, people don't remember now because things have gotten so wild. He started with just wearing a Trump hat. He's like, yeah, I like Trump, and then everyone's like, do you remember how mad they got that he just wore a red hat? They're like, oh, you can't wear a red hat. He's like, why? Everyone says I can't wear this MAGA hat. I just want to wear it. And like liberal, there was like, could you imagine being like Seth Meyers or Jimmy Fallon and just like wearing a MAGA hat one day? Hey guys, Jimmy, why are you wearing that red MAGA hat? I don't know. I just saw a few Trump videos. I thought it was pretty funny. They're like, Jimmy, your whole life's going to be destroyed if you don't take that hat off. That's like the whole, he's got to just like push Ukraine war propaganda. Imagine Jimmy Fallon. Hey guys, I saw a Putin video on Twitter. I mean, he doesn't seem that bad. Could you imagine? He just gets on TV. Oh, I mean, Putin's literally Hitler. I mean, what the hell? Give your money to Zelensky. He would be on a jet with Ben Stiller faster than you could say, I don't know. He's like, hey guys, I watched some YouTube videos this weekend. I got drunk and watched YouTube videos with my girl, and I came to the conclusion that Putin seems pretty based. What the hell? Where did you hear the word based? The FBI's in the freaking stands like, based? Did he say based? That's a word that we need to investigate. It's like, oh my gosh. Stick to the script. It's just easier. Have John Legend and Chrissy Teigen on to talk about, recipes and stuff. Chrissy Teigen's like, me and John, we just cook a lot and, we just make food. And John's like, that's right. And he's like, that's all we do, right, honey? And do you remember the one time they asked Chrissy Teigen and John Legend about the Obamas? And he's like, I think it was John Legend or Chrissy Teigen was like, oh, I'm not going to say what we did at the Obamas. And then like John Legend was like, he's like, Chrissy, come on, don't talk. And she's like, what? I mean, we just had a fun night. And he's like, oh, not on television. Don't talk about that night. What night? I don't know. I just saw the clip. You never seen that clip? It's pretty funny. Google it or DuckDuckGo or whatever. If you use Bing, I don't know why, but yeah. So, overall, thank you to the Writers Guild of America. I know we probably disagree on almost everything. You probably hate me. I don't see why though. It's like I do what all of you do, just kind of better. No, like you guys write for like Jimmy Fallon. It takes like 11,000 writers to write for like all these shows. 11,000 people are on strike. I do all this by myself. Could any of you guys imagine? I mean, no, it takes 15 of us to write a 30-minute segment. It's embarrassing, but I get it. Like, teamwork makes the dream work or whatever. But the amount of production and people that go into just one guy in a suit doing DNC propaganda is insane. It takes like hundreds of people to do one crappy 30-minute segment about how amazing Zelensky is. Wow, yeah, he's really cool. Like Zelensky's really small. He's like 5 foot something. He's a tiny guy. They're like, Jimmy Fallon. It's like what is he? 20 foot tall. It's like, and the roots are there. They're like, it's like, dude, it takes so much to do so little. The Roots are one of the best hip hop bands of all time. It sucks that Jimmy Fallon just scooped them up to just have them be like a sideshow, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, we probably don't agree on much, but I'm glad you're on strike, and I just hope it lasts forever. I really do. I hope it lasts forever. I hope you get what you want. Actually, I hope you never get what you want and you just keep demanding more. And it just never stops because the longer these shows stay off air, the better. And